On the first episode of this podcast, we started with Nico, aka High Preems. Then we went to Digging with Danny from Portland, Oregon, still from the West Coast. Then we headed more to the middle of the country. Shout out Vu Vintage. He's the GOAT. Went to Chi Town, Chicago. And now we're heading all the way to the East Coast, man. And I'm very excited to have this person on my podcast. And without further ado, we're heading to New Jersey or to the NYC. You dig? You know, Air Force, Black Air Force One energy type of shit. Just good vibes. So without further ado, here's our guest. Let's roll it. Welcome to the Nike Talk podcast, where we just talk about anything Nike and shit. I'm your host, Felipe. I'm here with my co-host, High Preems, aka Nico.
Fucking see it.
And we have
What up?
we have a really big collector. He's stationed in the NYC East Coast. You dig? Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey man, what's going on worldwide? I'm Teddy King from New York City.
Oh, New York.
Born and raised in North Jersey, actually. I'm actually a New Jersey guy, but I'm right outside of New York. I've always had one foot in the city, and yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope you're doing well today. I know we're living different time zones right now. Over there, it's 8 o'clock for you, so your nighttime. It's the evening over here. But we just want to know. Tell the viewers like more about yourself. Um, how old are you, man?
I'm pretty old. I'm much older than you guys. So I'm 38.
No way.
That
Yeah, I'm an
that's
80s baby, born 81,
Oh,
May 2nd.
shit.
oh shit. So I mean, you have more knowledge than all of us probably.
Not in vintage. I'm fairly new in vintage, but I've been in streetwear for a long time in New York.
Mhm.
Some of my friends that I just grew up skateboarding and DJing with were really early on in the New York streetwear scene in the early 2000s with the brand King Stampede and the store Boundless. It was like pre-Karma Loop, and we came up with a lot of the brands like Mighty Healthy, 10 Deep, Mishka, Reason.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
A Life, those type of guys, the Hundreds, Crooks and Castles.
Yeah.
So those were all our friends coming up. That's how I got introduced to it. And that's basically it. That's how I got into streetwear. I'm a longtime DJ also.
Yeah, I see that. You be putting on live shows. I was watching it on your IG. You were putting up like a live DJ show. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually for the company that I work for, Lafayette. You see, sometimes I promote that, Lafayette in Privilege, New York.
Mhm.
So those are Japanese-based brands, all New York-inspired stuff. So in my old store that I came up with, that I just mentioned, I used to sell Lafayette there. And then after years went on, and we closed that store, and I started working for those guys. They brought me to Japan to DJ, and I just really loved it. It was different. As you could see in my T-shirt collection, the same way, I guess, ever, with my music style or whatever I'm into, I always wanted to be something, or always something a little bit different and unique. So Lafayette and Privilege, to me, coming up in streetwear, New York streetwear, that was different to me. Like, oh wow, brand from Japan, that's so cool. So when they took me to Japan to DJ, we did a collab, and I was like just totally inspired. Like they picked me up from Tokyo and brought me to their store Privilege, which was we started Lafayette in 2003 and Privilege 2010. So basically, maybe to keep it more relevant for the show, the guy who introduced me to Lafayette and Privilege was the sneaker collector, DJ Clark Kent. You guys familiar with
Yeah,
him?
I know who that is. I watch a lot of content that he's been on.
Yeah,
Like,
Complex and sneaker stuff.
yeah,
Really
the
Oh,
interesting
oh,
sneakers.
I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah. He was on Full Size Run.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm good friends with him. We did a mixtape a long time ago. He used to come into my store, introduce me to Lafayette, and like so you know, they've been into vintage for a long time. So when I started getting into vintage, my boss, my partner, was always like, "Oh, you know, go check out thrift stores and go buying." So
Do you
really,
check out thrift stores out in New York?
yeah. So actually,
Your city?
when I started to get into it, I was like, I went everywhere in my area,
Oh, really?
right outside of New York. Like I went to like 30 places, like all over. Um, but I was doing buying for our stores in Japan. So I was buying a bunch of
Okay.
stuff and shipping it back to Japan, you know, North Face, Patagonia, that type of stuff, you know,
Mhm.
jackets and that type of stuff. But in the meantime, I was looking for myself too. Um, so yeah, so
That's yeah. Like, I mean, I love that you came on the show because like, you can kind of give us like a different perspective, because you're you're part owner of a store. You said, or
no, so
or
I
you,
started our U.S. company with my partner in Japan. I'm not
yeah.
part owner; I'm just a partner in it.
Okay.
But so right now we opened our store a few years ago in New York, Privilege, New York. Right now we're right around the corner from Round Two,
Hmm.
um, which is cool. You know, we're all friends with those guys.
Hmm.
Um, uh, I think we were even featured on one of their podcasts.
Yeah, that I messaged you about that.
Oh,
You guys were like featured on one of their episodes because
yeah, a few people hit me up. You know, they've been doing that for a long time, so I guess they get a lot of exposure, and
yeah.
yeah, so that was cool. You know, we've been friends with those guys for a long
Hmm.
time, um, so yeah, I'm like right there in the cut in New York downtown. Um,
How's the thrifting scene out there? Because like like I don't see a lot of like content like behind the thrifting scene like
I was gonna
in
say I see more
New
like
York.
West Coast stuff. I see a few people out on the East Coast, but not. I haven't seen a whole lot, or at least I haven't.
Yeah, I don't see a lot either. Like I see mostly in Texas, California, stuff like that. But how's it over there, man?
yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like West Coast. Not finding any Nike. If you are, it's very rare. But there are some people. I don't find any of it. Um, where I am, there's a few good thrift stores that I know about. I'm good friends with Pix and Flip.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen his account.
So I met him thrifting. When I met him, I was fairly new. So it's crazy. He's such a nice guy. But when I met him thrifting, he had his, um, you know, thrifting face on. So it was like mad, like,
Yeah, yeah,
don't talk to me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that type of guy. Like, hey, what's up? Send me to some other places or something. You know.
Right, right.
But he didn't know me, so he didn't
Hmm.
really lead me in the right way to begin with. But then we met later on because I guess I started shopping a little bit with Jack at over Nike Tees are the shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
so he hit me up to do a pop-up shop
I saw
at
that.
my store. Yeah, so we did
Hmm.
that fairly when we just opened last year. Well, at our new location. Um, so when we went to go do the pop-up, Nick was with him, like, "Oh, what's up? I know this guy," you know. And it was like, you know, so then
He's
we,
it's the guy. What's his is his name Jack?
Yes.
Nike teaser the shit guy. Is he from the East Coast area?
He's from Portland.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's from Portland.
Oh, dang. I mean, I would have known if I wasn't blocked, but
Oh. Yeah,
no.
he's from
But on my other
Portland.
page, I'm always texting him about tees, and I'm always buying off him on my other page. But yeah, it's
I,
weird.
I was surprised he knew your name too. Cause
Mine?
like, cause when
Yeah,
I was on,
I'm literally calling him like, oh, I can't see anything on this page, and he's like telling me that,
yeah,
oh, I swear you're not blocked, but
yeah, I
I,
was surprised he knew your name because like when I went on his live stream and he put me on there,
yeah, I was watching that on my other page.
he straight up said, "Oh, Nico," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm literally always buying from him. He like post stuff. I have my notifications on from him on his page, and
But yeah,
I'm
yeah,
always
shout out that man's Nike tees.
yeah, Nike tees the
Yeah,
shit.
shout out Nike Tees,
Yeah,
Pick and Flip. Those guys are definitely doing it. Jack's over.
Is it sorry to interrupt, but is it like does he have a team or is it just him based on that?
No, I think it's just him. Yeah, he's the one guy doing all the
solo
stuff on
dolo.
the pages. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
I saw his a little bit of his sneaker closet when he was doing the live stream, and it was like a pretty big. You can tell he's been in the game for a long, long time because he just had shoes from like what I saw, just shoes stacked up and whatnot, and boxes, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so everyone's doing live stuff now. From
Yeah.
live drifting. I watched Cam. Guys know Cam
Cam
Gilly.
Gilly. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was doing live thrifting today with one of my friends, Christopher or Christian.
Mhm.
Do you have a favorite like year of Nike? Do you like a specific year that you prefer?
Right now, I like 88.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
really?
88, 89, yeah. It used to be early 90s,
Mhm.
When I first started, I didn't really care what year it was or what tag,
Yeah,
basically. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I see all the stuff that you post on your page, and it's
flamingo shirt.
oh my gosh, it's like it's insane because like I've had a lot of the shirts I haven't seen before, and then what I like about what you do too is since you are based in the East Coast, you curate a lot of like New York pieces. So you have
Because I love New York designs and it was so
mhm.
cool. Yeah, I've always loved New
Yeah.
York.
So I mean,
Um,
let me just share this. Like I'm gonna
yeah,
share
sure.
your Instagram right now.
Hmm.
So pretty much like
Oh my god, that beer tee is crazy. I was literally texting. I was showing Swoosh the other day or a while back. I was like, dude, this is absolutely crazy. Like the relay shirts are probably one of my favorite ones that I own. And I was showing him that piece, and he was telling me that he got an offer of like 800 or something at one point. And
jeez.
yeah, but it's nice to see that you got it. It's
Yeah, for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah, this you have like a really good collection, man. I really like it. It's well curated too. Um even down to this, like who has that? Nobody. you
This
know?
I got
Oh,
this I
that's
got
oh,
from
wow.
Nike Teaser the Shit. He
Oh,
had this on his page. Yeah.
oh
So
shit.
basically, I just hit him up and was like, "Hey, do you still have this?" And he said, "Yeah." You know,
Yeah.
um, and he said that this was done by uh, the artist who did this city series. But
Hmm.
the reason that it was on the apron is because it was used at beer relay or summer events. Which kind of makes sense.
Oh
So
shit.
um, it kind of fits into my collection with the beer relay C's, and then also with the
Culinary,
New
right?
York. Yeah, I've never seen the T-shirt before. Anybody
Yeah.
with that New York City?
Mhm.
There's a guy that I was following. I think he's the one that you bought the beer one off. I
Gears of
forget.
Soul.
What's
Yeah,
up?
Gears of Soul. Shout
Yeah,
out.
that dude. Yeah,
Mhm.
I couldn't be wrong, but I remember seeing that he had a couple of the City Series tees up.
Yes, he has all those. He's a big collector in them. But he didn't have the New York one. No one
Oh
no one
no.
had that. Yeah.
Dang.
Crazy. A lot of these T-shirts, like I feel like you get hit up by a lot of um, overseas buyers because these are very collectible shirts.
Yeah.
Like a
Like
lot
it's
of the yeah, a lot of like the Japanese and people in Malaysia, like I feel like they would die over
Oh,
some
the
of these shirts.
that Boot Monster classic. Some guy, follower thrift or something. I remember he posted.
shout out Xavier. That's my friend too from the East Coast here. I
Oh,
just
yeah?
sold that to him.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. It was like I pretty sure it was Teddy's, but
Yeah, it's mine. There's
yeah,
not going to be a few of those
yeah,
each time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just like when you saw me throw something on eBay. It's such a
yeah.
small world. You know, I'm not really a seller, but I'm so like I'm bored sometimes, so I'll just
Right.
throw something up. It's not like I even want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So random. Like I'll put something up and then take
I
it
know
down.
you were messaging me about that. You're like, you had it up, and I sent you an offer, and
Take
you're
it
like, I'm
down. Yeah,
gonna
I can't
sell it.
make up my mind
It was
sometimes.
off, then it
Right.
came back on. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shout out Camille Boo Vintage. He was the one who told me about the monster, the Hoop Monster one on eBay. It was
Oh,
just a
really?
little fancy, so I grabbed it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Yeah, that's I.
Like you talk about just being unique with your collection. Like there was something that I heard Vintage Miner say recently. Shout out to Vintage Miner. Do you know him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, it's not like for example, the new Supreme drop comes out or whatever drop, and everyone's wearing that. Even with vintage, it's not like, okay, this person wears vintage, Nico wears vintage, and Teddy wears vintage, but it's completely different. You
Right.
could really make it your own. So, like, that's really what I wanted to do with my collecting, you know. Also, because I didn't want to go all over the place, it was like, oh man, I can't stop. Like, really, when I started, um, started collecting the Flushing Meadows New York City tennis shirts.
Yeah.
That's like what
Yep.
I'm wearing now.
Yep. You were telling me that too.
Yeah. So I grew up going to the tennis tournament in New York City in Queens. My grandfather was a comedian actor, Alan King, and he was just really into tennis. Had his own tennis tournament in Las Vegas in Caesar's Palace for a few years in the 80s even. So like I was just really exposed to tennis. And basically I just saw some old photos of my dad wearing the US Open shirts, like holding me. And then I
Right.
would find some old shirts of me, like, maybe like 5 years old wearing the US Open shirts. They weren't Nike, but
Right.
they were just the USTA shirts. So like that made me want to go out and collect them. And then I just started buying all of them. And that's basically how I got into it. And then I started buying outside of New York stuff. And
Yeah.
What was the first Nike T-shirt that you bought?
First one recently when I started collecting, or first
No, more so
Like
like
first one, right, when I
your
started collecting, right?
first. Yeah.
So yeah, Flushing Meadows,
Oh, oh right.
neon one, 1990. I think Xavier Follow Threads has it now. The one who also has
Oh,
Hoop
the
Monster.
pink. It was like a
Yeah.
pinkish yellow one, like bright colors.
Yeah, it's neon safety green with the pink.
Okay.
Yeah. So Xavier, who has Hoop Monsters, also
Yeah.
has
Oh
that
yeah.
one.
Yep. I know exactly which one you're talking about then.
Yeah. So I actually, believe it or not, I sold a lot of my Flushing Meadow stuff. Um, I don't know why, but also because I started wanting to buy all these beer relay tees, and they were really expensive. So it is what it is. I kept a few, but I really don't have that much stuff left. I can't say I have a few hundred tees. I'm not one of
yeah.
those collectors. Um,
Okay.
that's just my style of
Yeah.
collecting. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that go for the dollar tees
Right.
and $20 tees, and then they also buy the $100 tees.
Yeah.
But right now I'm into the rare stuff. That's just my style, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's the same thing as like being a DJ. You know, you go into the record store, and they're gonna go to the top shelf to buy all the expensive records, or you're gonna go underneath to get all the dollar records. You
Right.
know.
Speaking of rarities, I want to know the story behind this.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, because you had two of them at one point.
Yeah, I got them from the same guy,
Oh,
collector.
jeez.
What's the story behind this? Because I've never seen this, and I know
There's my
you
comment right there.
you sold
Oh yeah,
the other one to Camille, which had the gray tag,
Mm-hmm.
and this one has the
yeah,
blue tag, right?
yeah. This one went to another collector. His name's Alexander. Um, he doesn't really post teas on his page.
Hmm.
It's more of a personal page. You know, my page is a personal page too. You know,
Right.
Yeah,
now I'm just posting shirts because that's what I'm into lately.
yeah,
Um, if you go scroll down my page, it used to be photos of my son. You know, when I had my
yeah,
son, and before that, records, or when I had my dogs. You know, so
yeah, yeah.
um,
DJ Teddy King, he's a family man, bro. I be
yeah, I
seeing,
am. I'm
yeah.
old guy.
Yeah.
You know.
You keep your kids dripped out with the Nike.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah, 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 yeah. I did. I got that yellow shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I did posted a photo
I
on there.
think it was right
Yeah.
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah. There you go. Yep,
Being dripped out. I'm
that's a cool T-shirt. Really cool one. Um, yeah.
gonna bring up your top three right now, and one of them was this one. Uh,
Oh, the employee tee. Yes.
that shit's crazy.
I think it's like
Well,
employee appreciation. Yeah, that one's
yeah,
so sick.
1993. Really cool. I don't know why. Like this bottom on the bottom there, it always reminded me of Aerosmith. I don't know why. 'Cause it's just a weird thing. Like that black. And
Yeah,
like the signature too, the artist's signature.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That
so
one's
yeah, this had to go in my top three. It's not New York inspired and it's not Beer Relay, but it's still employee appreciation, so it wouldn't be for
Do you
sale
still have that
T-shirt.
one?
What do you say?
You still have this one?
Yes, I actually had two of these at one point,
Is
but
Dre?
I had the large, it was a little small. I sold it to Dredge Vintage. Shout out to Dredge.
Yep. Yep.
He has
okay.
it now still. And I have the XL. So yeah, definitely got to wear this one. It's definitely
Super
needs to
sick.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's dope. The other one was this one.
Hmm.
This
That's a
is,
good one.
and there it is. You said 88, right? This looks around 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I was actually brought up to Camille recently when I was talking to him from Blue Vintage, wondering if the 50-50, 50% cotton, 50% polyester makes it more earlier, because I noticed when it goes 90 or 91, 93 gray tags, they're more 100% cotton.
Yeah.
So it was one. He said, "Oh, I never thought of it that way," but that
Neither
would.
have I, but yeah, I have noticed what you're on the tag. It'll say 100% as well.
Yeah, I preferably like the 100% because they
Yeah.
fit me better.
Same here.
Usually these 50-50 shirts are like so small, it's so hard to get
Yep.
a good fit. You know, for even somebody like me who's like a large, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Um,
so yeah, this shirt is
That's a good
just
one.
next level. It's definitely always going to be in my top three. I'll never let this shirt go.
Is this
Uh,
number 2?
no, you know what? I already told Philippe that these aren't in.
Specific order? It's
yeah,
just
they're just like he said there's no order to them. Just
okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this one is just sick. I still want to go. Can I still talk about that shirt
yeah,
real
yeah,
Yeah.
quick?
yeah. Go
Yeah.
for it.
I mean, because this just screams New York City, you know, marathon with all the runners, and then the balloons. It's just crazy. And then Nike written up on the wall on the side. I mean, that's like so New York City, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So this shirt I actually got from Camille Vu Vintage. He just decided to sell it to me one day. And I guess he deserved, just thought I deserved it, whatever, But he got it originally from um, not Vintage Finds LA, Vintage Heat Seeker.
The heat wave.
Oh, Heat Wave, yeah. Hawaii, homie
Yeah.
from Hawaii, right? Yeah, so he had this. He was the
Shit.
one who originally found it. I don't
Jesus.
know how it would end up in Hawaii. So that's always cool. I try to like remember where the shirt came from. It's really hard to, sometimes. Or if I let a shirt go, to where it goes to.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to know where the shirt goes to, especially most of my Flushing Meadow shirts. Somebody that really appreciates it. Tennis guys I sold to. People who are just into it, and then that makes me feel okay of letting it go. It's not always about selling it and about the money.
Right.
So I prefer to sell it to somebody on Instagram. That's why you always get a lot of messages from me.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm more of a collector,
Uh-huh.
but selling is fun. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just the way it is. I hardly make money because I always just pay up. If I want something, I'll just pay for it. It's like, that's the way it is. The beer shirt, now we can move on to the top one before I start talking.
Oh my god, that one's so sick.
Yeah. So I got this from Gears of Soul.
I know you paid out for this.
Christian, I believe his name is. Shout out to him. I also got the yellow kids shirt that my son wears from him as well. So this shirt, he actually showed this shirt to me early December of 2019, when I was really buying looking for the beer relay shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted an outrageous price for it. But I had to have it. And it says, you can see the other photo next to it also, how it says the beer relays official in the back. Yeah. I mean, that's just crazy, because a lot of the cool marathon shirts, you'll get like a shirt and then it'll say official on it.
Yeah.
So this is just ridiculous to me. Yeah, so I mean, I just had to have it. So basically, he showed it to me in December, and I saved up for a long time for it.
Shit.
And sold a lot of my tees to be able to buy this shirt.
Would you ever sell this?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
shit.
I wouldn't sell any of my beer relays, really.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, most people, when they have them, they don't want to sell them.
Uh-huh.
So if that's why you got to pay up to get them. And most people who have them, that shout out to Manny Rocks. Manny in Portland, he has a bunch of them. But it's like more of like a trade thing. So it's like, if you have one that they want, they'll trade it up. When I first started collecting, was like, I noticed that a lot of people weren't collecting these Flushing Meadow shirts, the Nike ones. So at first I was like, oh, I don't really want to start posting them and hashtagging vintage Nike, because then everyone's going to hop on my shit, But, at the end of the day, it's not really like about that, It's also, you want to share and inspire people. It's the same thing with streetwear and coming up with designs. It's not like people aren't always biting stuff, but if you're inspiring somebody to do something, then I think it's always good. So if people come on my page and they drop me a message saying, oh, this is one of my favorite pages, I'm like flattered, because
Yeah. Shout out to all the people that do that to me too, when they say like, oh man, like, I love your page, I love the shit you're posting, keep doing it, because it means a lot, bro. Like, it really means a lot. It keeps me going, because I like that kind of like
It's nice
reinforcement.
to know people like what you're posting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if I can like get someone to be inspired, like how you said, you know, that's awesome because at the end of the day, Nico inspired me to do this shit.
What?
Hmm.
Vu,
I
Vin- Vu Vintage inspired me to do this shit because like I was seeing it and I just didn't have like the, how do I say it? Like I didn't know what I wanted to do in this whole vintage game because I just got into it. Like,
Yeah, me too.
yeah. So, I
It's
mean,
crazy.
the Nike
And
realm
like
is,
all the names I dropped already in this episode, like how many accounts already? You know, it's like
yeah.
it's such a small world, and like I can say that we're all friends. You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah.
really cool. I talk to you guys more than some of my other friends.
really.
Well, I mean, it's great. I'm a 38-year-old, so I have a family. You know, a lot of the friends I grew up with, I don't talk to them anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, we get up at weddings and family events and that type of thing.
Mhm.
You know, even when before COVID, I'm
Mhm.
a 9 to 5 guy, so I open
Yeah.
my
He needs.
store and
Hmm.
then I have to come home. I got my family to take care of, so I'm not
Yep.
always out. Um, I don't really DJ out um, nightlife anymore, so I'm like more of a just hang out DJ type of thing now. Because that was back in the day. I used to be a big competitive DJ and battle DJ.
Shit.
Around the club.
That's really dope. I love hearing all these stories of like where people come from and what they've done.
And I had
And
the same style when I used to DJ. I mean, and even in the comp in in the battle scene, I would always play different records. So it's the same thing with the t-shirts. I always want to post something different
Rock
that
the same
nobody else
thing.
has.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing in streetwear. I remember, like I said, early 2000s when we used to release a new t-shirt. We would all go out to the party wearing the shirt.
Smart.
Um, yeah, man. So I really appreciate you guys as well. Always shouting me out. Episode 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. It's like I had to come on and bless the show and the podcast. And shout out to everyone that was on already. Who else did I mention? Digging with Danny.
Oh
Danny's
yeah.
man
oh
definitely
yeah,
blessed
he
me a lot.
shouted you out. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, he has the cookbook, and then I was tripping out on the cookbook.
And then I had to reply and said, "Hey, I went to culinary school, so I needed that cookbook."
Oh, you that's right. You did say you went to culinary school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dang, DJ Teddy King, family man and chef. Woo!
My wife is more the chef now. I have to shout her out. Shout out Illy P, my wife, also DJ. Um, yeah, she's cool. She's watching my son right now.
Yeah, I mean, these experiences I'm having like during this whole COVID shit, like meeting new people is insane. Like I wouldn't think I would be talking to someone across the country right now.
I know. Crazy, huh? Crazy to see what your page, like who ends up following you, who you meet up. Like I met both at Foo Vintage, Teddy, Swoosh. Like it's crazy to see, what the internet, I guess you could say, does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like same thing. I didn't know what the heck I was gonna post. I started out with Supreme and then moved my way, or it was shoes and Supreme, and now it's more so vintage and specifically Nike. Like I love, you know, all kinds of vintage, seeing crazy funny vintage t-shirts and whatnot.
yeah. I
But,
still see you post a Supreme,
yeah,
so
yeah. Going back to the roots a little bit, yeah.
yeah. I'm good friends with BK. My friend BK posts a
BK,
lot of Supreme. Yeah,
BK the God.
yes, yeah, that's the homie. You know about him, Nico? You should
I
follow him.
don't know, yeah.
He's always on round two videos, just
Yeah,
chilling.
yeah, yeah. That's the
Really?
homie. He also has a store, BK the God store. He started. Yeah, he's like the
DK the
supreme.
God?
Yeah. So what was that shirt they dropped today? The COVID shirt. Where that
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
announced,
it
and it was.
was it was announced. Or it wasn't announced a while back. And then they said it wasn't going to happen. A bunch of pages were saying that it wasn't going to happen at all or whatever. And the guy that I guess you could say my plug, is just keeping me informed. He texts me on a daily,
Shit.
like with shoes, Supreme, just anything. But he was telling me that it was going to happen, and I somehow, still didn't believe it was going to happen because I saw a bunch of sources saying it wasn't going to. And when I saw it, when I got the email from Supreme and whatnot, I thought it was the coolest shirt ever, and I was going to flip it and buy some Nike. In all honesty, it was going to be a quick flip, but I didn't get it, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it makes it tough, to buy it.
Oh yeah.
I grew up on Supreme, because like I said, I'm 38, so I remember going to Soho, even my mom taking me to Soho at like, 11, 12, being able to shop at the Stussy store.
What year was this?
Probably 92,
Uh-huh.
91.
Okay.
1991.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then I started, so I started on Supreme, and then, on Stussy, and then, Supreme after, when they opened, probably 95 or something, 96, but just a little, wasn't into it.
Well, I hear a lot of stories like they would say that early, like when they opened in Supreme, like it was nothing. It's just go in, get your shit, leave. Like there was no
Yeah,
hype to it.
yeah, absolutely. I even early 2000s when I was buying SBs, and when I was still buying a lot of sneakers. Now I'm no sneakers.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. Somebody nominated me or to do the top 5 sneaker thing. I couldn't even do it because I was like, I don't know, 5 sneakers. Yeah, I don't really care about sneakers anymore. I'm so invested into
The shirts.
t-shirt things that even when I started, I sold a lot of my records to be able to have some cash to start buying t-shirts. But like I said, I don't have a lot of t-shirts now. I could say I have 30 t-shirts in my collection.
Oh, that's
But those 30 are like bangers. Like they're fucking.
Yeah,
Like
they're bangers.
someone from Nike can hit you up and be like, "Yo, let me get this shit," because
we're all killers, no fillers.
The beer can one, I haven't seen at all.
Which one?
The beer can one.
Well, no, no one's seen that. But that's like a lot of the beer relays. They're so rare that people haven't seen them all.
It's insane. But yeah, like, do you dabble into like the other types of vintage too, or is just Nike?
Yeah, just Nike.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to. Like I said in the beginning, when I started this collecting, the T-shirt thing, I didn't want to step out of the Flushing Meadow tennis stuff, and then I didn't want to step out of the New York City relative stuff, and now it's like I don't want to keep going because then it's just I've always been a collector outside of T-shirts, so I have to be able to control myself, so I used to have a lot of rap tees, growing up, but I don't have them anymore.
Yeah. You said growing up you used to have a lot of rap tees, so like they wouldn't be they weren't that expensive.
No, I'd say that maybe the earlier 2000s I had a bunch of some more rap tees, but I don't have them anymore.
You know what I like too is what you do on your page. You like collecting other things as well. For example, you have the little hat. Let me show this. Like you have different things.
Yeah.
Collecting.
So like I said, I've always been a collector, so I like smalls.
Smalls. Yeah, that's a picking
small
term.
little stuff. Yeah, that's a term, I guess. When you, what was that show I used to watch on
American Pickers?
American Pickers.
Smalls. Yep.
Good show. So yeah, I have my shelf right here with just a bunch of all small little stuff, oddball stuff. So this was so cool. I just had to have it, with the music relative music.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the sign language was
Mm-hmm.
so cool, you know.
Have you taken it out the box?
Yeah. So actually, I had two of these. This one I sold to What Comes Around Vintage. Shout out to him. You
Okay.
mentioned in the last show.
Yeah.
And then I got another one off eBay. Um, Same condition, just the box is a little bit newer.
Mhm.
But shout out to What Comes Around Vintage. He also has the cassette uh, cassette player.
Uh-huh.
It's like neon pink. That thing's crazy. Because I still have cassettes. I have.
I think I've seen the no, I have cassettes too. I've been collecting cassettes, like a lot of like rap cassettes I collect. But
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
know you're old when you have tubs of cassettes, VHSs,
uh,
CDs, DVDs. It's like I can't even play this stuff anymore, you know. So,
see.
but I can't get rid of it because it's just so
Trying to
classic.
find another accessory.
What's the number one shirt? I noticed.
Um, you can show that duffel bag. It's that blue duffel bag. I posted a few times. Yeah,
This
that.
one?
Yeah. So this I actually got at the opening of Round Two, New York City. Uh, um, and actually, I was told that Sean Weatherspoon brought this to the store personally for the opening. Um, and you know how the store openings are. There were like lines and everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like working, opening my other store around the corner. So, you know, and I'm not a line type of guy anyway. So Nick Picks and Flips is out there that day for the opening. And he got in there maybe a few hours and picked it up for me. So
Wow.
that's where I got this,
Shit.
which is dope. Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, because this would have been the first piece that I would have grabbed, you know, but they didn't have a lot of Nike stuff, and I'm surprised that no one else got it. Maybe because some of the kids didn't think it was for sale on the shelf. You know, they have some of the like weird accessories and toys and stuff,
Yeah.
or just everybody was just after all the other vintage stuff. But I don't really know. But at the end of the day, this was my perfect piece. Yeah, I loved it so much. Then a few days later, I actually ran into Sean um, just walking by, and I said, "What's up?" And I told him I copped this bag, and I was wearing one of my New York shirts, New York Nike shirts too. He was digging it. Um,
That's
So how,
but
dope.
how do you
that was before he got, you know, all the other kids ran up to him, started talking to him. Yeah.
how do you feel about Sean moving to Adidas now?
Ooh.
I heard you say that the last
Right.
podcast, right?
Right.
I didn't know about that, but I mean, hey man, like you got to get money. That's
You gotta
Right.
get
it's not about being cool anymore. Like you can be cool. That's going back to streetwear. You know, when we were in the streetwear thing with my friends, it was like, you know, everybody just, you know, a lot of people were just trying to be cool, you know. Um, but it's just you can also make money, you know, and people
Right.
got older
Right.
and
Right.
grew up and understood that, hey, you know, it's just like
It is.
sometimes you have to follow trends, you know. So it's like we did polka dot all over polka dot shirts and with my brand a long time ago, or dashiki,
Oh shit.
or striped shirts. But we didn't always keep doing it because we were like punk rock about it, like, oh fuck it, you know, we don't give a shit, you know. But certain things, you know. But you, so I don't know where my point was, but
Essentially, it's just
just said get your bread.
yeah. Oh yeah, back to
Fucking
that. Yeah, get
yeah.
your bread, man. That's basically it.
right.
I mean, yeah, to not zone off about it because yeah, like I can totally just
To
go.
me, I felt like it was a better fit for him at Nike, but to be in his position and to see how long he
Crazy.
might be in that
Yeah,
position with
but
a lot of spotlight on him, like it makes sense that he would go to another brand and then maybe go to another brand after that, as long as like he's like hot right now.
Yeah,
You get
he's
me?
on some Kanye shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right? Like Nike, Adidas,
He went from like Nike, and then there was Guess, or no, sorry, I think it was Nike, Asics, Guess. He was hinting a little shoe there, and then
Yeah.
out of nowhere, I think it was just Adidas. There was like a rumor going around that was he was signing with Adidas or something. The
But
moment I was
and the more famous he gets, the more famous round two gets. Every
right, right,
brand needs a
right.
face
It's
behind
smart,
it,
yeah.
Um, you know, everybody needs like a Bobby Hundreds or
Right.
a
A
Sean
band baller to the
Two,
jewelry.
So that just stuff just helps build the brand.
Right.
I mean,
No, yeah, I know it makes sense.
Band baller, no Johnny Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nuts. But yeah.
I know. Yeah, I also curate a fairly new brand called Saints and Sinners. Sometimes I post it. I haven't really posted it too much lately,
Mm.
but I do that with the skateboarder and artist Sean Powers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's actually the one of the only New York skateboarders sponsored by Palace.
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that.
He's a really cool kid, younger skateboarder, really into art and
Dang.
collages and all that type of stuff. So yeah, we started a brand a few years ago, and yeah, it's cool. Just a little side project, just wanted to mention.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you have good knowledge in like starting a brand.
I do. I mean, I have to say, I do. I have experience, but
Yeah.
like I said, when my friends that I grew up with invited me to work at the store back in 2005 that we started, I didn't know anything.
Hmm.
But then I learned how to run a store and run a website and work a trade show and send stuff to Hypebeast and, you know, anything really, like you said. So that's kind of just how I learned. But I'm just happy to be able to still be in this field, kind of tiptoe my way
Yeah.
throughout the years into it, because there's some customers that used to shop with me at my older store in 2005 and they still shop with me now. It's 15 years.
Shit.
Um, but that's all about customer service, and,
Right.
Would you
and
ever throw a pop up of like or like just like a display of all your Nike tees?
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause it's history, bro. Like you're not gonna see this shit.
Yeah, the
You know?
videos inspire me online, like
Mm.
that you did with your collection, and of course Camille with his
Yeah.
did. Yeah, I've watched his like 30 times, more than
Mhm.
30 times.
His is so long. It's so
Yeah,
crazy.
but it's good because it's like
Yes.
every time you watch it, you find something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep
I,
telling him to do another one now because his collection is probably
I
30
re- I
figures.
remember I was fucking around like I was with my homie and then like I was trying to put him on like to like see what all the Nike pieces and that's when I started like collecting and I was showing him the video on my TV and every time Camille pulled out a new piece like I would just like stare at that food like at my fucking friend I'll be like what the fuck like just tripping out like just like over exaggerated but like that's how I feel like inside though, like I'm just like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that shit exists. Like, have you seen the Air Jordan tee with the Coke on the back?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I saw that on Nike Tees has it. Nike
Yeah,
Tees the shit. It's the Air Jordan 1 logo, right? Is that the one? Is that the one you're talking
yeah,
about?
the Wings logo one. I'm like,
Yeah, and
what
then the
the
Coca-Cola
fuck?
on the back.
And then
When
there's
I
another
first
one.
saw it with Camille over at View Vintage,
hmm
and I saw it on Nike Tees, like, oh shit, what? But yeah, they're really sick.
The one that I was tripping out to that Camille had was this one, and I don't know if you got it from him.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
did you get this from Camille?
Yes. I don't have it anymore though.
Shit. Cause like I've never seen this and like, dude, to have a shirt with Bruce Jenner on it, like what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
Crazy.
I let Xavier follow Threads has that one now. I had the other really cool one too. The other cool Bruce Jenner one. It has like that Chinese graphic on the front. I just thought that was
Is it
super.
posted here?
Yeah.
Let me see. Is it more up
Scroll
or
down.
back?
Yeah.
Let's see. See if we can find it.
Yeah, right there. You passed it. On the right, the navy one. Mm-hmm.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that one's sick too.
Yeah, super. Colors are, and just like that graphics, just so next level. It's so cool. I just like oddball stuff. It's a perfect word. Oddball, weird. Um, you know, and I like shirts that weren't for sale. Employee shirts, promo shirts, that type of shit. If it was for sale, forget it. I don't even want it anymore. You know what I mean? That's like what I want. That's the type of shit that I'm on now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if I have a shirt in my collection, I need to make sure that nobody else has that shirt in the collection.
See it. Have you posted it?
Posted what?
The shirt that you have it that nobody has, or you don't want anybody else to have?
No, I'm talking about everything that I have right now.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like I'm saying, like that's how I decide if it deserves to be in my collection or not. Like it's on like that rare vibe that nobody can have. Nobody else has one. Like the beer can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Do you see that comment right there? I just noticed that right now.
Oh yeah, that's my friend. Yeah, that's a funny one.
I just read that too.
Oh, jeez, I just saw that right now.
That's all bad. That's funny.
Oh man, I gotta say that one right there. Nah, that one is pretty crazy too. I remember you messaged me about that.
Which
I
one?
think a while back, or I saw it somewhere else. I think could have been eBay or something. But the
Quest for freedom.
The long sleeve one is pretty crazy.
Oh, the long sleeve, yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
Yeah, this I got off for a guy off Instagram. Like when you guys asked me before if I thrift, it's I could spend all day at the thrift store, but for what I'm looking for, I'm better off looking online. It's not like so the homie Nick Picks and Flips is at one of the good thrift stores near me all day.
That's how it works.
And but he's finding the stuff that he likes, that fits his vibe, for his page, so unfortunately, the stuff that I want, I need to like move out to Portland and hang out with Diggin and Danny and Jack at Nike Tees and,
Yeah, I was telling Danny too. I was like, because I've met Danny in real life. I was telling him,
yeah,
he came up to me and with 5-0, we're talking, and like we just started talking more like after that, and then I told him like when I go out there, like like I want to just check it out because like you guys find like stupid Nike shit and like kind of pisses me off, but I get
Going up
it.
to Oregon soon enough when this whole thing
it's
passes.
so close. I would drive. Yeah, I'm like, well, stay out here. I gotta like
supposed to
move
go up
my
in
whole
May.
family out to go digging.
Yeah, but that shit's crazy. It's another vibe out there with the whole Nike shit.
Yeah.
What size? I know you keep talking about it, but what size is the flamingo shirt?
Oh my.
Dude,
Yeah,
you have
it's a
no
large.
idea how bad I want that.
It's a large. Yeah, it fits me perfect now.
Jesus.
So I mean, like all I can say is
your comments right there. I need this.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know.
Literally every time you post this,
every time I send Nico a message, he replies, "I need the flamingo."
Dude, every single time.
So basically, all I can say is to anybody who's looking for a shirt that they really want and they can't find, it's like, don't give up. Like your dream, don't give up.
Camille was telling me.
Yeah, I always wanted this shirt. Of course, I saw it from Camille Vu Vintage.
Jeez.
He would never sell it or trade it.
Mhm.
So I never gave up, and I found a guy who had it, and he sold it to me. And he had a medium, and super small on me, and
Mm,
I was able to switch it out with Camille
lucky.
for the large. Yeah, he found his from another somebody who found it in the bin somewhere.
Shit.
Dude, I'm gonna keep talking about this shirt till I find one. I'm gonna put that out in the universe. And
Yeah,
when I
let's
get
put
it,
out there.
it'll be like episode 6 or 7, and I'll have it in here.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
This shirt is like my absolute grail. The moment I saw it, I believe it was on your page, Teddy, first, or View Vintage. But
Yeah.
when I saw it, I knew I needed to have that.
Yeah. So cool. So why this one? I heard you ask this question
I don't know.
to Camille last time. Was it why Nike? Why do you collect Nike?
Why Nike? I don't know. It's just I don't know. Just some of the T-shirts that they've had. I've always liked Nike. I've never, I mean, when Boost was around, the whole Adidas thing, of
Oh yeah,
course.
I had like 3 Ultra Boosts.
Yeah, it's like why would I wear Nike when Boost is comfy as shit right now? And
Yeah, but why the flamingo tee is just super.
why
cool,
the flamingo?
right?
Dude, I have no idea. It's just the back, especially. Do you have a picture of the back on there?
Yeah, the back. No, I don't. I don't post any. I will start
Yeah,
posting on the back.
What's on
but
the what's on the back?
I believe it's like an air bubble. It's like a
No, no, the back. I mean, the back of the shirt.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the back of the shirt is just the Nike logo, and then underneath it says beer relays.
That's probably what it was. It's
Oh
just I have
shit.
no idea what about this shirt it is that I like so much.
Basically, all the beer relays or summer game tees have that on the back, the logo, and underneath the logo will say the beer relays or with the year. Sometimes they don't list the year, or it'll say summer games. All the '90s ones have that, and then there's some '80s beer relays tees. They don't have that logo on the back, I guess, for whatever reason. The earlier '80s ones just they stopped. Before they started putting that logo in the back. I don't have any. I almost bought one recently, but shout out to Manny Rocks. He has a few of those, which are cool ones.
That's insane. I mean, I wish all this shit fit me, but I'm a big boy. Yeah.
Are you talking about this one? Oh, if it'll pop up.
That one's a unique one. Look at one of the other ones he posted.
You could pull it up on here. I could pull it up on this.
I guess I could. Manny Rocks.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Manny Rocks, Portland PDX guy. Yeah, he's one of the. So basically, that top one. Right? So all these are B relays here. All the yellow, the white, this. So if you keep scrolling down,
just because I messaged him about that, and he told me he wasn't selling that.
No, yeah, man, he doesn't like to sell stuff. He's a collector, just like most of us. So yeah, just keep scrolling down, and you'll see. See, we're checking Manny's page for reference here, which is
letting everybody in on
cool that you have people's pages now, right, to reference stuff. Keep going. It'll probably be coming up soon. Okay, there you go. So right here, the summer game ones.
Oh yeah.
So that's the same things that the beer ray looks like, except it'll say beer relays, except instead of summer games. So that's what the back of the flamingo looks like.
Shit. Damn, he has a crazy ass collection.
Yeah, he has.
That's crazy.
Follow him, Swoosh.
Oh, okay. I follow him. I like all the Jordan shit that he posts, like the OG 85s and shit.
Picture, the white one is pretty cool too.
Which one?
Okay.
Yeah, so this one's that one right there is
that one's sick.
Yeah, I think that's even a '70s. It's like early 80s, but it's a 70s tag.
Look at this comment, bro. What the?
That's 3-word thrift.
That's funny.
That's the homie 3-word thrift.
Yep.
I've been talking to him lately.
That's the guy you got to get on, dude. That's what I was telling you
Yeah,
about.
he's on next because you guys always mention them too.
Three World Thrifts. It's a very not low key page, but my God, Nike Grails.
Yeah. Yeah, he posted that sweater. It's crazy, huh?
Uh-huh.
That Japan, like, it looks like some Ralph Lauren polo.
That's what you're talking about.
Crazy.
It's like this one.
Oh, I thought he was wearing it. How do you spell it? Three
World Thrifts, man. That's one. No. T8. There you go. Right there.
That's
Bingo.
right.
Are you following him? Good.
Yeah, I follow him. I was messaging him. He was showing me some shirts I was trying to buy from him.
God, that one's crazy. I was talking about it on the last episode too. That one's sick. The tag alone is freaking nice.
I know, that shit's fucking insane.
Yep. Crazy.
Did you see this shit?
Yep.
Every shirt that you guys buy on your page, does it go up for sale? I know Nico, I think every shirt you're buying goes up for sale.
Yeah, I try.
And if it's not for sale, you put a crazy price on it?
Yeah. I usually like comment that like I have it kind of high because I don't want to sell it. Like
you got to show it off, right?
Yeah. The police and fire Olympic one that I have. I've been looking at that one for a long time. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards is firefighter and whatnot. So I saw that and I knew I had to have that one. I found it and it's in my collection.
Yeah. For me, it's like I don't put everything up for sale. Like I have jackets that I don't have for sale.
You're starting a new page, I saw.
Yeah, it's just like the shit that I wear.
Posting his nudes on there.
It's my burner account. No, but yeah, that the stuff I wear I don't post for sale. Like I did have 2 Urban Jungle baseball jerseys at one time, and I had one for sale. Yeah, I had 2.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I gave the other one to my homie for his birthday.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm the homie now, dude. I should probably cast some crew of the black one.
No, boys to men.
So you're racking up on the cast and crews now, huh?
I don't know, maybe. I got that shit for a steal.
Right?
Huh?
How many jackets do you have, cast and crews now?
I only have one. One. Yeah, I have one, but the one I got,
one, right?
I just got it off of round 2.
Dude, they posted for a pretty good price. It was like 2 something, right?
Yeah, bought it for $200. It came out to like $230.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They had the Jordan tee. Did you see? I'm not sure if you were on the site, Teddy, but they had the Jordan 1 tee on there. It was gray, I think, for like $100 or $200.
No, I don't buy. I'm not into Jordan.
Really?
He's not. He doesn't have any.
I bought like 1 or 2 Jordan tees before just because I thought they were a cool graphic, but I don't.
Right.
I love Jordan. Shit.
You know what my favorite Jordan tee is? Is that kids one. It's like the drawing. Camille posted it recently.
Oh, it's like he's wearing like a gray shirt. He's got like a red head on there. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, the Prism one?
Huh?
Is it like Prism?
No.
Let me see.
Yeah, pull it up.
It's the 80s joint, right?
I think so. Yeah. Do you guys have that? No, that's not it.
No?
I can't see.
Let's see if I can take off my.
Oh, is it this one right here? And it has a blue tag, right?
Yeah, it's on eBay, I think, right now.
No way.
Yeah.
I think. That one.
Yeah, that one.
No, I've never seen that one.
Yeah, this is a rare ass tee.
There you go, kids tee.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
That's a kids t-shirt?
Yeah. There's a page. I don't know.
Like that yellow one my son wears.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kangaroo one that he has too.
Seen that?
Damn, dripped out. That's what I told myself too. When I have kids, I'm gonna leave all this shit to them.
I have
Like-
a sample Nike jacket. I think that I sent you, Swoosh, a while back. It's a little toddler size. I think 4T.
Oh yeah, it was bait. I think I told you something. I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna fuck around and have a kid, just so my kid can
Oh,
wear that shit."
yeah, you're gonna fuck around and have a kid, then you won't have enough money to buy shirts.
Right.
That.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on this fucking show because I just didn't want to um get in the way of your schedule and stuff, and I know you're a family man, you know, you got stuff to do, so I really appreciate you fucking with us.
Yeah, likewise, man.
So I think you have anything else to ask us, bro? I think for me that was pretty.
Yeah, I'm kind of blank right now because you put me on the spot. But yeah, I guess that's it. We kind of,
Go
we're
Red
just
Sox, right?
happy to, huh?
I said go Red Sox, right?
Oh, yeah, go Red Sox.
Fuck.
I'm just
Um,
kidding. Hey,
yeah,
wait, who's your
you know what I wanted to say was we were talking about kids. Dredge Vintage, you saw he posted that Chicago Cubs.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that one's sick too.
Wanna
That
buy
one's sick too.
Sometimes I have to show my wife if it's from my son, like, hey, what do you think? Should we buy it?
A little approval. That's sick.
That's so dope.
You saw that one though,
Yep,
right?
I know
It was
exactly
like,
what you're talking about.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy that everybody can find their own lane. Again, vintage is for so many different people. They can like this type of stuff and this type of stuff, and they can make it their own, which is great, and be themselves.
Right.
It's not like they're just restricted, like I said, to I'm not always, and I'm not dissing them, but Supreme,
Right.
Yeah.
So vintage is more wide open, and the person can really make it themselves,
For sure.
and
For sure, no doubt.
yeah. So I think that's really cool. And after I sort of saw that you can do that, I was like, okay, great, this is cool. It got my attention. I'm happy that I just found something that I love again. Just like DJing, and like I said, I don't go out and DJ the clubs that much anymore, or radio shows or mixtapes that much. But I'm happy that I found something that makes me happy.
Oh yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah, that's great, man.
So I think it's good that this can inspire more people to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Up on the Nike train.
Yeah.
Shoot, right?
Yeah, so I don't know why Nike for me, but yeah, I just think Nike has a cool history. They've always had great designs, really cool graphics, and designs, and yeah, that's kind of.
Wasn't there like a Nike designer, like he would design graphic tees? I think he commented on your page, or I remember seeing someone say something that like, oh, I made that design for Nike. Do you know who I'm talking about though?
Yeah, Dramberg. Shout out to Dramberg.
Yeah, I think that was him. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I followed him
So
a while
he
back.
made the beer relays Just Philip.
Yes, yeah, the shirt that you have. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and then he also made the other one that I have that I got from Jack from Nike Tees, the running shirt, the what do you call it? My mind went blank.
Hold on.
Well, I got another shirt from him, but yeah, he's a sick designer. He even made a Jordan shirt too that I helped him find, and he posted recently. But which I think is great. It's like that you can become friends with these guys, and like they're shouting me out. Oh, thanks for finding me this shirt. But I'll even ask him some questions sometimes if I have a question with something, which is cool. Yeah, man. And I think it's just cool that the whole community, you say sometimes, everybody can come together and Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. We can
That's
kind of
the
just
whole
do
point.
this, and people can kind of get to know me better and all of us, and kind of know like, oh, who's the face behind Swoosh
Oh
Cream,
yeah.
Exactly, right?
I'm
who's
trying to
kicking
put
ass.
my face more into it too, like with my
Yeah,
posts. So I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm a young person, like, and like I I'm pretty much like I'm just trying to create shit. That's all it
yeah,
is. You
that's
know?
great. I'm happy that you did this. You know,
I'm like Teddy Key, I'm proud of you. I'm gonna dab you up right now. But yeah, man. Hopefully I could go out there to New York and maybe I'll hit you up, pull up the
of
privilege. You feel
course,
me?
yeah. I mean, I'm next door to round two, so you can't
Oh
come.
yeah.
You know,
Can't miss it. There's no excuse.
there's no excuse.
Once
Yeah,
it's all over, yeah, I was supposed to actually because I graduate this year. I get my degree this year, and pretty much my trip that I wanted to do was go to New York again because I fucking love New York. I love the fast paced shit. Um, you know, fucking walking down the street, almost getting hit by a car. I love
yeah.
that shit, dog.
It's
I'm
Frogger. I want to
fucking,
do a
I'm
Frogger.
fucking walking here. Nah, just kidding.
You know Frogger, that old school '80s
Yeah,
shit. No,
the
yeah.
game. Yeah, Froggy. Yeah, but yeah, I love the vibes out there, man. Well, that was that. But
I've always wanted to move to LA and California growing up
Dude,
as a kid.
do it.
I've always felt like I was stuck here in New York City. I've only been to California maybe 3 times, you know.
oh wow,
Uh, Twice was probably for the trade show that I did, you know, Agenda a long time ago or something.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, shout out to you guys. I love the West Coast vibes, you know.
Sure.
Um, but looks like I'm stuck here in New York, you know.
You
So
never know. You never
I'll
know.
hold it down.
All right, man. Well, whenever you come out here, link up,
Yeah,
and
likewise.
then I'll have Nico buy your flamingo tea off you. I'm
Oh,
just
that's
kidding.
deep still. Yeah, right, dude.
All right, man. Well, this is gonna end the podcast. You can find Teddy King at. We're gonna share it right now. Again, one more time, so you guys can go hit him up and ask for his rare Nike shit.
That you won't ever get.
Oh fuck! It's not letting me share it. Let's see.
Oh no.
There it is. There it is. Hit up DJ Teddy King. He has all the heat, and he has the vibes too. Friendly guy. And yeah, this is gonna end it. I hope you guys are doing well in this COVID situation. Go ahead and comment anything you guys want. And I'm always looking for new people to get on this.
Three
Um,
world drifts.
I have like 2 other people lined up right now, so um,
Good
the
shit.
content's coming. So
Yeah.
appreciate you, and that's gonna end the video. Thank
All
you.
right.
Peace, guys.
Have a good one. Take
Later.
care.
Peace.